Hey, welcome to my studio in New England. My name is Dee Dee. Today is part 2 out of 4-part series. So we're going to get right to it. You want to make sure you have a strap nearby and perhaps a couple of blocks too. Okay, so I will see you on the mat. We're going to do a breathing exercise and it's called Ujjayi breathing. And the Ujjayi breathing is used to help you sink to your postures. And I'll show you that throughout the practice as we go on. And how we're going to do this is you want to create like kind of a restriction in the back of your throat. And the best way that I've been taught this and the way that I demonstrate it is to imagine your hand as a mirror. And you're going to face the mirror and you're going to take a good look at yourself. All right, so we're going to try to fog up the mirror. Out your mouth. And you'll feel that restriction right in the back of the throat. It's kind of right behind it's kind of a nasally type of breathing. And once you practice enough, you'll get it. And then you want to try to breathe in and out your nose and see if you can create that restriction yourself without the mirror. Put that off to the side. Now you may hear people in classes doing Ujjayi, just a slight audible sound, and it's not that loud. So don't be afraid to create a little bit of sound. Soften the face muscles and the jaw as you focus onto this breathing, Ujjayi. And relax the shoulders. And let your hands relax wherever they fall, whatever is comfortable for you. Again, this is your practice. Lengthen up through the spine to the crown of your head. Lifting the chest a little bit and grounding down through the sit bones into whatever you're sitting on. One more moment. If you find that you're having difficulty with that, just pause the video and just practice with your mirror, your fake mirror. Okay, there is a contraindication is asthma. If you're having an asthma flare, you don't want to be doing any kind of exercise. You want to go to the doctors and get yourself taken care of. Okay, and now we're going to go right into bringing our hands into prayer. A heart center, thumb goes to the center of your chest. This is a nice way to center yourself onto your mat. And set an intention here. What do you intend to do for your practice? For you. Become more flexible, become more at peace. Whatever it is, let it be your own. And then just keep it close to heart. Any contraindications of this would be any wrist injuries. You can just simply put your hands on top of each other. It's the same idea, as long as you can relax right into center and elongate through your spine and set that intention that feels right for you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lie on our back. Taking the arms alongside your body, you can roll down using your abdominal muscles to bring you down to the floor. The next posture we're going to do is wind relieving posture. You want to bring the shoulders down to the floor so that they're nice and flat. It allows you to open up your chest. Elongate through the neck and out to the crown of your head to the wall behind you. Contraindication for wind relieving would be any kind of abdominal surgery, recent, or any hernias that seem to be problematic. Bring the right knee into your chest. Interlace the fingers in the shin, or in front of the shin, or behind the thigh. Whatever's comfortable for you. Extend the left leg out. Flex the left foot. And bring the knee as close as you want. This is good for the digestive system. Moving the gastric air around. It also lengthens the muscles in your back and in your hip, in your right hip. You can make little movements side to side if it feels okay. Left knee into your chest, extend the right leg out. And do the same thing on this side. Interlace your fingers wherever it feels comfortable. Flex the right foot. Bring the knee as close as you'd like, relieving any gas. Stretching out the lower back and the left hip. I also find this to be a very calming posture for me. Keeping the rest of your body soft. And then both knees back into your chest. And just rock them side to side. Massaging your lower back. This lengthens the muscles in your lower back. Separate your knees a little bit towards your armpits. Creates a little bit more stretch in your lower back. And it might feel nice to just push the muscles into the floor, massaging out any tension, knots in those muscles. And come back to center. From here, let's go ahead and extend our legs out, allowing them to relax. Separate your legs and let the feet flop off. Arms down alongside your body. Relax the shoulders. Palms up to create the opening in your chest. Corpse pose. You will generally see this done in all practices at the end of class for sure. And it just allows you to feel the benefits of your practice. It's probably one of the hardest poses in yoga. We have so many thoughts in our mind, and to actually stop and lay down, purposely relaxing, could be very hard for a lot of people. Bend your knees towards your chest, feet down to the ground, right arm overhead, roll onto your right side. Use your left hand to come up to hands and knees. We're going to be doing cat-cow. First, we're going to start into a transition pose. Tabletop, or just table pose. Wrists are shoulders width apart and directly under the shoulders. Knees are hips width apart and directly under the hips. Drawing the belly into the spine, lengthen the tailbone down, and see if you can bring your shoulders up to the ceiling a little bit and down your back. Squeeze the belly in. Table. I have 4 legs, and I have a back that is the top of a table. Imagine that you are trying to keep a glass of water from spilling. Nice firm pose. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the tailbone up. And then you can look forward a little bit. If you have concerns with your neck or injuries, just look straight down at the floor. Don't move your neck. If you have any back issues, you don't want to move your back at all. And just kind of watch until you are better, and you can go and do the practice. Exhale, round the back up. And then chin to chest, lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. Inhale, drop in the belly, and this is cow. As a cow has a belly that drops down. Exhale, round your back up, chin to chest like a cat. As a cat stretching, rounding its back. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And you're focusing on moving your spine forward and back. Connecting your Ujjayi breathing here is inhaling, dropping the belly, look forward. And then exhaling Ujjayi out your nose or your mouth. Inhale for cow, and then exhale for cat. I'll do a couple more on your own. Now your jai is usually done breathing in out the nose, but if you have a cold, there's no reason why you can't do it through the mouth. As long as you're breathing and moving, making a happy body. Back to center. Walk your hands about 5 inches. Spread your fingers. You want your wrists to still be shoulders width apart. Spread all the fingers. The middle finger will be pointing to the front of the mat. Press on the base of a thumb and the first finger. And then curl your toes under. Lift your hips. Try to elongate your spine first between your arms. So let the head go between your arms. Nice straight back here. Straighten the front leg only. Stretch out the hamstrings on the right leg. Bend the right knee and then straighten the left. So we did this in the first part. Imagine that we're riding a bicycle, pedaling the feet. Breathing nice and deep with your ujjayi. Keeping the face relaxed. Soften the space between your eyebrows. Releasing tension. Coming down onto your knees. We're going to do a new pose, so we're going to introduce this part. Uncurl your toes, big toes together, separate your knees. Walk your hands back. And sit onto your heels. Child's pose. And you bring your elbows down. You can stack your arms and just rest your head right on your forearms. Or you can even stack your fist. You want to be able to relax in this posture. And this posture is a resting pose from when you're feeling like you need to take a break during a practice. This is good anytime during the day. Kind of relaxes and calms your mind. The de-stressor pose. And if you can bring your forehead down to the floor, go ahead and relax your head down to the floor. 2 versions of child's pose. You can have your arms around your body and the shoulders will roll down towards the floor. And relax the forehead. An alternative is extending the arms and relaxing them. Nice long breaths here. And then you can lift your elbows, reach your arms as far as you can, almost like you're trying to crawl away from your body, but you're going to keep your hips right where they are for extended child's pose. It stretches the upper back, your lower back, and even your hips. My favorite part of this pose, the benefit is that it's calming. Shift forward, bring the knees to the hips width apart, curl the toes under, back into your downward facing dog. First with the knees bent, nice straight arms, elongating through the spine, hips are up to the corner of the room, straighten your legs, downward facing dog. Try to relax your neck. Bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, bring your hands onto your hips, roll the shoulders up towards the ceiling and then down your spine. And then bring your elbows a little closer to your body and then come up with a nice flat back, all the way up to standing. Preparing for mountain pose is the foundation pose for all standing postures. Lengthening the tailbone down. Your feet are nice and flat on the floor so you can feel the full corners of each foot. I like to lift my toes, spread them apart, and then separate them down to the floor. Engage the belly muscles just a little bit. Roll the shoulders up towards the ceiling, behind you, and then down your spine. Point your fingers down to the floor. to bring the shoulders away from your ears, looking straight ahead, still breathing Ujjayi breathing through the nose. Mountain pose. Opening your eyes, extend the arms out alongside your body, coming overhead, palms facing each other. Exhales, bring them back down alongside your body. Start to hinge at your hip. And fold over your legs for a forward, fold, bend, or fold. Inhale, placing your fingertips or hands onto your shins or your thighs, lifting the shoulders up towards the ceiling, and then bringing them down to your spine. This is a half forward bend or fold. Squeezing the belly in. Exhale, fold over your legs to a full forward fold. Inhale, arms out to a T. Come up with a flat back. And extend your arms up overhead. Exhale, release back down. We're going to introduce a couple poses today in addition to what we learned last week, or the first part. Inhale, extend your arms up overhead, reach for the sky, draw the shoulders down. Exhale, bring the arms alongside your body as you hinge over to a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold, drawing the shoulders up to the ceiling and down your spine, keeping a nice straight neck. Exhale, you're going to bend your knees deeply here. Place your hands down. Step your left foot back as far as you can. And then lift your right foot and step it back to meet the other. Ankles are hips width apart. Hands are shoulders width apart. Try not to sag down into your belly. Lift your belly up. Nice strong legs. Push the floor away. Plank pose. Lower your knees. Shift forward. Bend your elbows. Lower yourself down onto your belly. Contraindications for those poses. Rest. Knees. Uncurl your toes. Hands go back towards your ribs. You're going to lift your shoulders up and draw them down your spine, keeping your neck nice and long here. Push on the top of your feet, all toes. Inhale. Lift your upper chest a little bit. Cobra pose. This is a low baby cobra pose. Exhale, release. Place your hands underneath your forehead and just rest for a moment. Relax your lower back. If you have any issues with your spine or back, that's not a pose you want to do either. Lifting your head, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes. You're going to come back to table. See, this is the transition pose, right into your downward facing dog. Be sure that your alignment is good, pressing on all the finger bases of your finger. Inhale, bend your knees. Walk your feet up towards your hands, or you may even want to walk your hands back towards your feet. Whatever which way works for you. Whatever version you choose. Once you get there, place your fingers onto your shins and create that half forward fold. Exhale, fold over your legs for a forward fold. Arms out to a T. Come up with a flat back and extend your arms up overhead. Exhale, release back down. So we're going to go right into chair pose. We did this last week. Feet together. You can even separate them a little bit. As long as you feel the foundation of your feet grounded into the ground. Lengthen the tailbone down, arms out in front of you, and bring the shoulders back towards the shoulder sockets. They're not really sockets, but we'll call it that just to make it simple. Pop them into the sockets. And then start to bend into your knees. Try not to do an arching here. Keep your arms up straight. Lengthen the tailbone down as you bend into your knees. You can bring your hands into prayer, thumbs to the heart center. And go deeper. Lengthen the tailbone down. Keep going. And then fold over your legs. And then straighten your legs right back into a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold again. Bend into your knees. Bring your arms out straight and lengthen the tailbone down back to chair pose. And then slowly coming back up, extend the arms up overhead. Exhale, release back down. We're going to do another one just like that. Bend into your chair pose. Bring your arms up overhead. If that's too much for you, you can still put them out in front of you or put them in prayer. Find a little spot that you can stare at. It helps you with your balance. Keep going. Squeeze the belly in. Go as far as you can. Lengthening down your belly and fold over your legs to a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Lifting the shoulders up towards the ceiling and down your spine. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Bend into your knees. Lengthen the tailbone down as you bring your arms out in front of you or into prayer or overhead. You may even need to go to a V, a wide V with your arms. And then slowly inhale, come up. Extend the arms. Exhale, release down. We're going to come to the long part of our mat. We're going to take our feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. So 1, 2, 3. Pretty wide. So you bring your arms out to a T. Maybe your wrists will be in line with your ankles. Bring your toes in just a little bit. Ground through your feet. So you're pushing on the outer part of your foot, on the outer edge. Grip the floor with your feet so that you have nice active legs. And arms out to a T. Bend the elbows. Place your hands onto your hips. And then bring the elbows behind you to draw the shoulders back behind you. Lift your chest. We'll look up just a little bit. Any issues with your back or neck here, not the pose for you. Inhale, exhale. But if you have minor back aches, this is a great pose for you. Fold as far as you can go. You can stay here. Bring your hands, come high onto your fingers. You want your ankle, your knee, and your hips to be in line. If it's too stiff for you, you can walk your hands forward a little bit. Still grip into the ground with your feet. Shift a little bit onto the ball of the feet. Maybe lift your heels a little bit to kind of get that sensation. And then lower them down. If you feel you can go a little further, maybe you can go a little further, a little further. Keeping the neck nice and straight. Let the neck stay in line with your spine. Try to avoid cranking the neck or overextending. Maybe you can bring your hands a little bit further back. Bring your elbows so that they're parallel to each other, Bend your elbows so you have your forearms and your forearms parallel to each other. Bring the shoulders up. There is always a tendency to bring the shoulders down. So draw them up and down your spine and then hinge as far as you can. This is a wide-legged forward fold. Come high onto your fingers, straight arms, bend your knees a little bit. Now bring your hands onto your hips and come on up. Wide-legged, forward fold. So bring your heel together, toes towards center. Keep going until you can step in the middle of the mat. We're going to be stepping wide again, about 3 to 4 feet. We're going to prepare for our next posture, the same one we did last week, Warrior 2. Front foot is going to be straight, back foot is going to kick back into an angle. So just shift the back heel and the toes are going to come into an angle towards the side of your mat. Bend into your front knee. Now if you find that your knee goes past your ankle, you need to widen your stance. If you find your knees coming in and out, then you need to make sure you push that knee right over the ankle. Want to keep the knee safe. Have any injuries or recent knee injuries, this isn't a posture for you either. But that's okay. Once you get into rehab, then these are poses that you can do. Hands onto your hips to try to keep the shoulders over the hips. They're not going to be perfectly in line, but it's the general direction. Arms out to a T. Push on the back part of the foot on the back. Push on the big toe mounted the front foot to keep your legs active. Imagine trying to lengthen your tailbone down towards the floor. Inhale, going to extend your arms overhead and straighten your front leg. Exhale, back into Warrior 2. Inhale, one more time, extend everything out. Exhale, back to Warrior 2. One more time, inhale, coming up. Exhale back to Warrior 2. We're going to go into extended side angle from here. You're going to bend your front elbow, place it on the front thigh. The right hand can either go onto your hip. You just want to try to bring your right shoulder back behind you. You can always look up at the ceiling if you want, if it's okay on your neck. Push on the back part of your back foot. Press on the big toe part of your front foot. Bring the right shoulder back. Extended is when you extend the right arm overhead like this. You can go right up to the ceiling, or you can put it here. If you have recovery from shoulders, this is okay to do. Just check with your doctor or your physical therapist. And then slowly come back up. Straighten the front leg. Now we're going to do triangle. So my legs look like a triangle. Arms out to a T. You're going to reach for the wall in front of you as far as you can, but keep your front leg slightly bent but straight. So I'm not going to hyperextend in my knee. Reach for the wall, place the fingers down wherever it goes, and the right arm can either go on your hip, extend the arm up to the ceiling, and almost try to bring your right arm behind you a little bit. Helps you rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep the legs nice and active. Bend into your front knee to come back into Warrior 2. Parallels your feet. Let's do the back end of it. So front foot is going to go straight. Back foot is going to go into an angle. So we already have heel to arch alignment. We established that when we first started out. If I were to draw a line straight down, you can see my heel matches my arch in the back foot. Arms out to a T, bend into your front knee. Check in with your front knee, make sure it stays over the ankle. Stays right over that ankle. Warrior 2. Lengthen the tailbone down. Have an inhale, straighten the front knee, extend your arms up overhead. Exhale back to Warrior 2. Inhale, extend the arms up, straight the front leg. Exhale, Warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, Warrior 2. This allows you to maybe sink a little bit deeper into your hips. Just make sure your knee doesn't go past your ankle. From here, we're going to do extended side angle. Bend the front elbow, place your front forearm onto your front thigh. Left arm can go up to the ceiling or extend it alongside your ear. Or you can bring your hand onto your left hip. Lengthen the tailbone down, so this allows you to bring the front of the pelvis up. It really stretches out your legs, but it's also a strengthener too. Any issues with your knees, lower back, Those are contraindications to these postures. Extended side angle. Slowly coming back up, straighten your front leg. A lot of people like to shorten their stance here. Reach for the wall in front of you, keeping your front leg slightly bent, very, very little bend in your knee, but keeping it as straight as you can. And then place the right hand down or the front hand down, back hand up for triangle. You can look down at the floor, relax the right shoulder. You can look straight at me, or even up at the ceiling. The left arm goes behind you, so you're trying to bring the left shoulder back, open up your chest to the sky, and then relax your right shoulder. Bend into your front knee, back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg a bit, parallel your feet, and then get your feet however you can, heel toe, or you can just step them up, or you can even jump, whatever works. We're going to do tree pose, but this part is going to be without the wall. So if you need the wall, you just go to the wall. There's no shame in it at all. We're going to have fun in yoga, but you want to be able to feel what your body can do, what it can't do, and respect it. We're going to do the right foot first. Find the four corners of the right foot. Your foot might be straight. I have to go a little bit to an angle, just a slight angle because of my bunion. Going from here, we're going to bring the left foot close to the leg. Now you're going to shake. I'm going to shake because I'm demonstrating. You can bring your arms out. And then slowly start to bring your left foot up the right shin. Keep it there. If you want to go further, just don't stop at the knee. No, 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 no. You want to go all the way up to the groin, maybe. Lengthen your tailbone down. Hips are going to be leveled. Let your knee come in a little bit. Don't try to force it out because it throws you off balance and it takes you out of alignment. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Just hang out right here for a moment. And if you want to, you can try to extend your legs up, your arms up. And then slowly come back down. She distracted me. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the other side. The left side. So spread all your toes. Plant down in all four corners of the foot. I'm going a little bit in an angle for me because of my bunion. Now you take the right foot and bring it close to your ankle, on the inside of the left ankle. Bring the shoulders back, lift the chest, and lengthen the tailbone. So you already know the foundation. We always start from the ground and make our way up. And then arms out to a T. And bring your foot, slide it right up the lower leg. You can stay right there. Or you can go past the knee and bring the right foot right on the inside of the opposite leg. Right in the groin area. So once you have your balance, then progress. But if you're good right here and you feel like you're getting a lot out of it, that's the whole purpose, is to find what works for you. Right? And it really helps if you can find a spot to look at. It helps you with your balance. Soften your gaze to that point. And almost get a little bit soft into the pose. You don't want to be like a board. You want to be a little soft. Once you feel okay, you're going to go ahead and extend your arms up if it's okay on you. I always touch my thumb to my first finger. It just makes me feel more connected. But I'm not keeping a hard board. I'm keeping it soft. And then slowly come back down. Tree pose. We're going to get right onto our buttocks. Extend the legs out. This is where you want to have your strap. This is a nice way to train you for which way you want to go into this posture. First thing we're going to do Activate your legs, so bring all toes and bring them back towards you, even the pinky toe, so that you activate your legs. So you want your spine right over your hips. Bring your hands alongside your body, roll the shoulders back and down your spine. If you can straighten your arms, it helps you get into this posture, staff pose. Lengthen the tailbone down into the floor, bring the shoulders back, lift the chest a little bit. So we're still working foundation. We started with the feet, go up the legs, up the hip, up the spine, to the shoulders, and then the crown of the head's going up to the ceiling. Staff pose. Grab your block, strap, bring the strap underneath your feet. You can make little handles with your strap. Use the strap to guide you in this posture. Bring the shoulders back and pull on the strap to bring you down to a seated forward fold. Shoot the crown out through the head, out to the wall in front of you. So let your neck follow the spine as you go. You may need to squeeze the belly in a little bit. Don't think you need to get all the way down to your legs. As long as you're feeling a stretch, it feels good to you. That's what counts, right? Bring the shoulders back. Ujjayi breathing still. And then slowly release. You can take the strap off to the side. Bend your right knee. Take the right foot and put it on the opposite side of the left foot, the left knee, not the foot. Take the left hand and wrap it around your right knee. Take your right hand behind you. Flatten your hand down if that's okay. If you have shorter arms, maybe you can come higher onto your fingers. Roll the right shoulder back. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Keep the left foot active. I have a tendency to forget that. Twist to the right. Bring your hands back a little bit more if you want a bigger twist. You can even take the elbow and put it on the outside of the right knee and twist a little bit more, as long as you keep your spine nice and straight. You're twisting your spine. Super good for the spine. Contraindication is spinal injuries, even shoulder injuries, knee injury. Run it by your doctor. Back to center. Do the other side. Extend the right leg. I like to notice the difference. I feel like my leg is much longer than my left when I do that. Maybe it won't be the same for you, but left foot over the right knee, sitting up nice and tall. So really have a nice elongation through the spine. And wrap your right hand or arm around the knee. You can use your hand too. And then take the left hand behind you, roll the left shoulder back, twisting into nice seated twist. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee if you want a little bit more. Keeping the spine nice and straight. Lift your chest, ground through the sit bones. Keep the right foot active. That's the one I forget. Check out your neck, make sure it doesn't hurt. Back off a little bit, if that resolves it, good. If not, just don't look, just look straight ahead. Don't turn your neck if you have pain. And then we'll come back to center. How are we doing so far? Good. Bend your knees, place your feet down. Bring your arms alongside your body. Roll down, use your abdominal muscles to help you. Knee to chest. Contraindication here is late pregnancy, hernia issues, or abdominal surgery. Lengthen your tailbone down. See if you can try to get your lower back into the ground. Bring the knees to the chest. Hug them close. You could wrap them like a big hug, or you can interlace your fingers. Doesn't matter, as long as you feel okay, and just rock from side to side. Feel the massage in your lower back. You can keep your neck loose and relaxed here. As you move, you can let your neck track with your spine. Back to center. Arms out to a T. Drop both knees off to the right. Now I like to get into this posture by bringing my feet down, lifting my hips, shift onto the right hip, and then lower both knees to the right. And stack my knees as best as I can. If I had a pillow, I might put it in between the knees. Relax the shoulders. Take the right hand on top of the left knee. And then look over your left shoulder if it's okay on your neck. This is a spine twist. Very soothing to relax here. It really relaxes the nervous system. The nervous system starts in the brain, but it goes down your spinal cord, slowing down any active excitability that's happening in the spine. Bring your knees back to center. Shifting onto your left hip, and then stack your knees off to the left. Just allowing yourself to not pay so much attention to your Ujjayi breathing as we're coming down our practice. Be slowly letting go of that. Ujjayi breathing makes you focus, helps you focus. It doesn't make you do anything, but it helps you focus. Gives you something to connect with your postures as you go. Now, yoga is a journey, it's an experience. Everybody experiences it differently. Some people like it, some people love it, like me. Some people are like, Come back to center. I'm going to introduce a new posture here. Eye of the needle pose. Right ankle goes on top of your left thigh, right near the knee. You take your right hand and thread between your legs. Lift your left leg up and then interlace behind the thigh or the front of the shin. The right elbow is going on the inside of the right leg. So you can use that elbow, your right elbow, to push that knee away. Flex both feet here. You want to keep them active. Keeps everything nice and safe when you flex your feet. This is a hip opener. Any concerns with your hip, don't do this pose. Just do a gentle knee to chest pose and rock from side to side. But this pose is really good. Opens up the right hip, externally rotates the big bone muscle we have here, the femur. Bring the left knee into your chest as you push the right knee away. Stretches the lower back. If you allow yourself to soften the pose, this can be a very calming pose. And of course, any concerns with your knees, this be another posture you want to be careful with. Release. Same thing on the other side. Left ankle on top of right thigh, near the knee, not on your knee. And then lift the right leg up. Left arm goes between your legs, so you're threading the needle between your legs. Interlace behind the thigh or the shin. Flex both feet. Push the left elbow into the thigh. Keeping your neck nice and long. When you're doing an active pose, you don't want to be turning your head side to side too much. In some poses, not at all. If you're doing passive stretches, ones that you allow the body to do the work for you, then you can turn your neck side to side. It's not active. Release. Nicely done. Extend the right leg, extend the left leg out. Now this is the passive stretch, so you can turn your head neck side to side. Relaxing down. Draw the shoulders down towards your buttocks so that you can allow the shoulder blades to sort of sit onto the floor. It creates this opening in the upper of your chest that allows the lungs to breathe. Release any tension in the chest so that you can have a nice, natural breathing now. Allow the feet to flop off, palms up to the ceiling, relax your arms down. Corpse pose. Feel like benefits of your practice. Do the best you can never to skip corpse pose. Even though it's one of the hardest poses to do, it's probably one of the most important poses to do. Inhaling through the nose, nice and slow. Exhaling, relax your face, your jaw, your neck. Inhale, and this is not your jaw, you're just natural, deep breaths, inhaling. Exhaling, relax the shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Inhaling nice and slowly. Exhale, soften the belly, the pelvis, and the buttocks. Inhale. Exhale, soften the legs, feet, and toes. Corpse pose, you can stay here as long as you like. Begin to reawaken your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bringing your arms overhead and give yourself a body stretch. Just reach out through your fingers, out through your toes. Make yourself taller. Many of the poses we've done were super good for your posture. Bring the knees into the chest. Right arm overhead, roll onto your right side. Rest for a moment. Use your left hand to come up. Back to your easy seat. So grab your pillow, bolster, blanket. Cross-legging this way. Mine uses, my right shin always goes in the front. But recently I've been doing, on even days, my right shin goes in the front. On odd days, my left shin goes on the front. And it just helps to keep it balanced. Yoga is all about balancing one side with the other, keeping it right in the center. If you do one side and not do the other, it stays unbalanced. So I always think about yoga as trying to balance back to center, so you can keep yourself safe and happy. Closing your eyes, relax your shoulders, your jaw, relax your hands down. Hands down allows you to ground. Palms up gives you energy. So whatever you need, choose that or whatever one you want. Hand to heart center into prayer. And remember the intention that you set for your practice. And keep it close to heart And take it off the mat with you. You can bring your thumbs to the forehead and bow to yourself to seal your practice. Slowly coming up, opening up your eyes. Nicely done. Namaste. See you in the third one.